me.
Welcome back to another episode of the We Love Gaming podcast, episode 25. And today is a pretty decent day in Southern California, eh? But you know, launch title, launch day issues, man. But anyways, let's start the day off good. What do you guys been playing this week, Ray?
All right, so I've been playing a couple things. So the first thing I started playing was Hearthstone because that patch came out, the one I was telling you.
Okay, yeah.
Before, and
It's a legit stay, right?
yeah, on the legit stay, which y'all haven't seen that yet, but stay tuned. But there's the new achievement system.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. The only complaint I have about it is when you earn an achievement, like while you're playing, it shows the name, but I don't know what I did to earn it. I wish they'd show like a little description, or if I clicked on the achievement when it popped up, a little description came up like you killed 5 minions at once or something like that, letting me know like what I just did to earn it. I don't necessarily know what I'm doing. So that's a little bit annoying. And then you're not going to remember, what the achievement was by the end of the game to go and look it up, So that's one of my complaints on the achievement system.
Right.
The questing system is exactly how I hoped it would be. You're in the experience and you unlock things, and there's some really cool things to unlock, man. It's way better than the other system. You get like new portraits
for the classes.
For the classes. Like you can get like some cool ones too that are all the way down at the end if you happen to make it all the way.
Are they
to
the
the
same
end of the
hero, or are they a different portrait?
Completely new portrait
Nice.
of the same, or there might be new players, or a different portrait of the same hero.
Oh, okay.
Right. Like maybe a different point in their life when they were like an apprentice or something like that.
Okay.
Or younger or older. And then what's also dope is there's 50 levels. You can get up to level 50 in any one season, and every level beyond 50, they give you 150 gold. And you can keep going up to a level 150. That's
Nice.
a ton of gold.
Yeah.
That's a ton of gold. And then also the duels came out. Remember that the new game mode I was telling y'all about?
Yeah.
That actually wasn't available until the expansion launches. But what are Twitch drops? Mark, you need to explain that to me.
So a Twitch drop is when you watch a game that has a Twitch drop enabled at a random increment of time, you randomly get rewarded with the Twitch drop. It's like a little.
So everyone gets it.
Everyone who's watching the game gets it.
Okay, so that's what happened. I had clicked on somebody who was playing Hearthstone.
Uh-huh.
They were doing Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
I wasn't even watching them. I just clicked on it. I wasn't even
You
realizing
tapped out or
that they
something?
were. I didn't even realize that there were Twitch drops. I didn't know really what I was. I wasn't trying to get anything.
Yeah.
And I'd walked away too, and I actually left it on. And it was like for a couple hours. Like I had left, but my computer was still on. And
Just giving somebody a good stream.
I don't have I wasn't even trying to do that. I just totally forgot about it and left.
Yeah.
And then I came back sometime later that day, and I hopped on my computer again, and I saw a notification on my Twitch little bar, the little crown up there or whatever, and it said, you got a Twitch drop for Hearthstone Duels Early Access.
Nice.
And so I was like, oh, that's sick. So I went into my Hearthstone, and sure enough, it unlocked duels for me. So I was actually able to play duels.
Early.
Yeah, and you weren't actually
Nice.
able to do that unless you bought the $80,
booster thing?
the booster thing to get all the free stuff before the pre-launch.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I was like, oh, it's dope. Is this just like one try, or is this like I actually have access to it now? But I actually have access to it 100%. So I've been playing some duels, and that's actually been pretty darn fun.
Okay.
I must admit, like I've been enjoying it actually a little bit more than regular Hearthstone.
Wow.
Like it's pretty fun. I wish there was some reward to be earned, but it's like Battlegrounds. There's nothing really to earn, but it's really fun. Like I've really been enjoying that. It's like close to like Slay the Spire a little bit because you're collecting cards and you're adding, you're adding new cards to your deck as you go further and further up the levels. But you play some other real person.
That's dope.
And then I fired up Destiny last
Destiny 2?
night. Destiny
Okay.
2 last night. And I've been enjoying that, man. It feels good to play that game again, Like at first it was very like, okay, I've been here and done this,
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to keep this up. But the moment I got my first new gun, from one of the quest lines, like, oh, cool, I got a new gun to play with. It felt a little different. It looked a little
Nice.
different. Like that was enough to draw me back in. And seeing some of the new powers are really neat. I haven't like earned any of them yet, but even just seeing them has been like getting me, a little hype.
Because you have to like test them out and
yeah, I want
like,
to try it.
sporadic
Like the
stuff.
frost grenade and like freezing things. Like it looks really neat. So, and also I started at light 1050.
Yeah,
What was the
everything-
max light you could have gotten before the expansion?
And
I want to
like,
say it was like 13 something.
Really?
no, the
It's
the
1250
max I
right
saw
now.
before was 1050, and then if you have the battle pass, it'll give you levels beyond that.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
it just
I
moved me to the
could've sworn-
max.
Dang.
I could have sworn that I was seeing like weapons were able to go to like 1360.
Really?
On, like on stuff, but that was before. But I don't know. I wasn't really like paying attention to it because I knew I wasn't gonna hit it at
Yeah,
the time. But
Yeah.
yeah, so everything went like when I had started playing it, like
It was
you know,
750.
like a month or so back, everything started at 850, and then you would work your way up. But yeah, everything got boosted. Everything. It doesn't matter where it was at. Everything got boosted or reduced down to 1050. So
That's
you know
dope.
that was the playing ground. So
I know, because you kept talking about how I want to get the max level before the expansion comes out, but they just pushed you up
they
there.
just
Yeah.
either push you up there or brought you down. But yeah,
And I couldn't find like any of my exotics. I have like 3.
You just craft them. You go.
I couldn't
no
find
man,
any of them, dude.
I had that same issue. Like when I started playing, like, you know, maybe 2-3 months ago or whatever. Like when we started doing the podcast and stuff. I could have sworn I had so many
Me too.
exotics.
I know.
Just
Like
go to your
armor
crafting menu.
pieces and
I wasn't there. I
and
couldn't
weapons.
find them.
But yeah, they started
I
like
was looking in my
there's some that I can't find.
whatever
Period.
it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't even know where you can find the Gallahorn at. I haven't
Yeah.
seen the Gallahorn anywhere.
Yeah, it's not in your storage. It's in your crafting menu.
Yeah, on my actual button press, right? When I open up my character menu, it's on one of the top. Yeah, I went
like
over
your
there and I was
triumphs or your
looking through my
collections.
weapons. I couldn't even find an exotic in that list.
Well, there's a separate exotic tab.
There is an exotic tab that
Okay,
you can go
maybe
to
I
and it
didn't
shows
click on-
like
okay,
all of
I
the
and
had-
then
exotics.
okay.
all of those
Oh, was there?
you could just
Okay,
create
well, I'll
them.
have to look again then.
So if you unlocked it before, you can just create it at will,
Yeah.
and it'll be whatever your current light level is.
I thought that was sweet because some of my favorite epic guns,
God
like
bless
the
them.
Midnight one or whatever, that scout rifle that has explosive rounds on it,
Uh-huh.
yeah, was just on that menu,
Mhm.
and I could just craft it.
Yep.
That was really neat. So there was a couple good epics that I always loved that I was able to just craft.
Nice.
But I couldn't find my exotics anywhere, so I have to go back and look. I don't know what I was missing. I was looking and looking. I could not find them anywhere.
Actually, you bring up a good point. I forgot. They retired a good chunk of the game. Now that I think about it, so like the first expansion. So if those exotics were looted in the first expansion,
Mhm.
like the year one,
They're just gone.
they're gone forever. So you brought up a good point. I need to check because
Okay,
if
yeah.
most
So
of my
that would
exotics
explain
were,
the Gallahorn and like
if most of, yeah,
some of
those
the
are
other
all
ones.
retired. All the guns and
yeah,
stuff.
I think that was the main year we all played.
That-
was
yeah.
year one.
That's
Yeah.
where all my stuff was from.
So that's why I only have a few because I only played like
Because-
for a month in like year 2.
Right, you remember the scout rifle that you could just hold the trigger down and it would keep going?
Yeah.
I forgot what the heck that the name of that scout rifle was, but it was an exotic, and that one was gone. And I loved that scout rifle. That was like a really good scout rifle. But like there was a bunch of them that I was looking
Yeah.
for, and I was like, I
The
could have
bad
sworn
juju,
that
man.
I
I
had
missed that
bad
one.
juju.
Oh,
That
yeah.
just would reload.
That was a cool one.
Yeah.
Got kills, man. Like
Yeah.
that was one of my favorite weapons.
Yeah, there was like a couple of them that like I really enjoyed playing with, and I was like, I know I had at least like 20 or so freaking exotics. Like we literally were on exotic hunts.
Yeah.
And you know, now I have just like doubles of stuff, and like, but they're like, it's not as many. So I definitely felt like I was getting robbed, you know, of some of the
Yeah.
exotics that I had. So it kind of sucks. I wish I had been given some type of currency compensation for those. I don't know if I had,
it's
because
like-
I wasn't paying attention.
I was
but,
totally bummed.
you know,
Um,
it's not like I had a bunch
they're
of
just
like
out of the
exotic
game.
ciphers in my
They're
game.
Can't
completely-
earn them
they're
anymore.
completely
like-
removed.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
know
it's
my
crazy.
friend Squid Biscuit. Shout out to Squid. He was telling me a lot of people are
Squid A.
a lot of people are complaining because like for the first DLC, that content's removed out of the game too. But you can still buy the DLC, but like the weapons from the DLC are to remove from the game. So some
Really?
people are kind of salty about that. I need to check, but that's what he was telling me. He was like, yeah, dude, a lot of weapons, a lot of things removed from the game, and a lot of people are upset about that. So
Okay.
that does suck.
Anyways,
Yeah.
what you be playing, Mark?
So I still been playing World of
Oh,
Warcraft
man, man.
because finally the pre-patch event launched last week. So on the 10th in ICC, there's rares that spawn every 20 minutes, like raid bosses, and then you get a chance at like a catch-up piece of gear, or some of them drop rare items like a 34 slot bag,
Oh,
which
nice.
which if you try to buy that in game, it's 500,000 gold.
500,000 gold.
Yeah, so
Those used to be the struggle, man. Having to go and get those bags like enchanted by somebody or created by
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah.
Like,
But
yeah, that
usually,
used to be a
like
pain.
the 35 slot bag, 34 slot bag.
Yeah, like
Usually,
200.
like the 34 slot bag is like 100 grand. But if you just stick with the 30, you can get it for like 400 gold. You know what I mean? Like if you just take
Yeah.
a little bit of a dip.
Yeah.
Like there's like this huge gap.
so yeah, the
For just a
32.
few more slots, it seems like. In
So
a
the
while.
32 slot bag is like 4 or 5K,
Right.
and then the 34
But
slot
the
bag
two more slots
is 500K
is
because you buy it from
100
a vendor.
times the amount.
You buy it from a vendor, and that's the only way you can get it.
Oh my god.
So
man.
a lot of people are chasing over that, and
But people have millions of gold though, right? A lot of people have
Some
millions
people.
of gold, so it doesn't matter.
Have they
to some
have they
people.
increased the pace that you get gold? Like the
some
ratio
say
of gold?
that this expansion they lowered it by quite a bit.
Because the gold was literally your struggle cap. Like you couldn't,
Because now you
do
can buy
much
game time
on
with
it.
gold, so they lowered the rate that you acquire gold. Old raids, they lowered all the old boss drops too. So before, a weapon from a raid might sell for like 50 gold, but then they nerfed all the raids and now they sold for like 8 gold or 5 gold,
Damn.
something
Really?
crazy.
Messing up the economy, man.
Yeah, because when they introduced the WoW tokens, now gold is
You
a
can buy
little.
gold now, yeah.
So anywho, I've been playing that. It's been pretty fun. I created an alliance character and I played through the Battle for Azeroth alliance campaign. So that's cool. I feel like a traitor though because I always play horde, but it's cool. It mixes it up. So yeah, that's what I've been pretty much playing. So what about you, Godly?
Yeah, so like I said, most of the time that I get to play is like Thursday, Friday, you know what I mean? Let's see, on Thursday I hopped on Destiny 2 for a quick minute. Didn't get to play too long because I had to do some other stuff, but I did get to like start out and see like the first opening stuff, and then get to shoot around and look at some things. I decided to go ahead and spring for the season pass off
Okay.
top since it's for 88 days and it's only like $9 or whatever
Okay.
with the game pass. So
Okay.
I was like, that's
What
not
does that
bad,
give
right?
you? I saw that. What does that give you?
Well, it gives you like mad experience boosts, like
Okay.
throughout your probably like your entire time of playing
Okay.
or whatnot. But it's also like they give you like one large experience boost, and then they give you like group experience boosts. So like your team. So if you're playing somebody with a season pass, they might level up a little bit quicker. But the main thing is for the season. So like all the levels that you get during that season will give you ultimately you'll get like one item from the top row, which is like the free stuff, and then you would get another item from the second row, which is if you bought the season pass. So as you level up, you'll get 2 items, but the season pass thing, you're guaranteed an item for every level. If you're playing for free, then essentially after like 4 or 5 levels, you start to space the gap of items you get. So you might get like an armor piece, and then you'll have to wait another level before you're able to get like an engram or something like that. But this one is giving you something for every level, even though
Okay.
it might be like
And did Mark say, or you guys
emblem
said
or
that
whatever.
you can get a higher light level too? You have the season pass that lets you get a higher light level.
So the higher your season level is, I forgot at every increment, but it gives you like a couple light level higher. So if you get to like
okay.
level 100, it gives you like extra light level. So the
Oh,
higher
okay.
your season passes, the higher your light level is.
Okay.
It doesn't take that into
Higher your
account.
season passes.
Yes, it doesn't take it into consideration for loot. So like, let's say your artificial light level is 1070, but your gear light level is only 1050. When you get loot, it's only at 1050. But when you fight, it'll give you the boost versus enemies, but it just doesn't give you the boost for loot.
Okay.
Yeah, I have noticed
Oh,
that.
so it's an artificial boost for enemies.
It's just like a
Okay.
buff.
I see. Okay.
I have
Interesting.
noticed that they kind of give you this like it's like a stat. So you have like your light level of whatever it is. So like 10
Yeah.
57 or whatever.
Right.
But your gear might still be at like a light level of 1050. So it shows you like what your current light level
Yeah, I
is
saw
with
that
all your
like a
stuff,
plus
and then
plus
another one
number.
with a
Yeah, that
plus
was
on it.
giving me something.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
like, so your actual light level is like your average or whatever, but that other one down there is telling you like what you'll be more likely to get as drops. So if you can get that one up, then your next drop will be equivalent to that. So you look at that. So when you're trying to do your stuff, so it's like if you're holding a weapon, you gotta switch that thing up so that you can get that little number up there. But yeah, so I was playing that, and then Friday morning I hopped on to play for a bit, and it was like a little bit before 8, and then the server went down for maintenance. Not sure why it would choose to go down the
On
day
a Friday?
after the launch day.
Damn.
But I
It's
guess
probably
that's
just
because they
always
wanted
that
people
day,
to try it
probably.
out.
Maybe it's just always that day. So just
Maybe
being
I don't think
consistent.
it's been a while since I've been
Right.
on and noticed like a server
Right.
maintenance, tear down or whatever. But so while it was down for that, I decided to hop back on the Moonlighter and then keep
Nice,
working through that one because
nice.
I've enjoyed it. So I had my mindset to
Dude, there's
finish
some
off the
dope
forest
games
dungeon.
added to Game Pass recently, like Celeste. I've been
Oh,
eyeing that
Celeste?
for a
I haven't
while,
checked that
dude.
out.
I've been eyeing that for a while.
What's
that
that
was
one
like
about?
Game of the Year last year. It's like a movement platformer
Yeah.
kind of game where like it's how you dodge and dash and stuff. And you
Uh-huh.
got it's like a timing.
Well, wasn't that
platformer
free on
movement.
PlayStation Plus at some point?
No,
I don't think
that
Where do-
game's
where do
never
I
been
have it?
available, man.
I think it's on the Switch though, huh?
I
I
Maybe it
have
is. I
Celeste
don't know.
somewhere.
if it's a platform, it should.
but
be on the
it's
Switch.
always been like $20 like whenever I go to look at it, and so
Mhm.
and I've always wanted to play it, but I never wanted to hash out 20
Yeah.
even though it's like a Game of the Year level game. But now it's available for free.
Okay.
And so was
So you
the
gonna check it out?
Scourge. Yeah, I downloaded it. And the Scourge one that we talked about on that one night, that was your pick for your favorite game of the night.
Oh yeah,
That's
on
free
there?
too. I
Oh, okay,
downloaded
it's finally
that
on
as
there.
well. Yeah,
Nice.
there's some other ones too, man. Like Jedi Order is free.
Well, that's because the EA,
EA
Play
Plus,
finally
yeah,
got on there.
yeah.
So I saw Jedi Order, and then I saw Anthem, and I had been meaning to
Yeah,
buy
dude,
a
all
copy
those
of
are free.
Anthem for like $5.
Hey, but
So
is
I was
Jedi
gonna
Order a
check that.
10-hour game?
I think it's free.
Oh,
I think it's 100%
finally.
free,
Yeah,
dude.
so
yeah,
I was
that's
talking.
huge.
I've been
That's a
waiting to
good
play that
game.
one.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody else while I was playing Destiny 2, and he was telling me that I guess like the EA Play, because I don't really know much about it because I've never bought it or anything like that, but I guess the EA Play, they have like the demos, which are the ones that are like the brand new games, which
Yeah.
give you like the 10 hours, but after a while they just make it available like openly.
Yeah, I
for
couldn't even
EA
see.
Play.
Squadron wasn't even on the list,
Okay,
so I don't even know.
that should have made it on there, right?
For a
As
10-hour,
soon
I
as it
think a
goes.
10-hour joint, but yeah, it didn't see it. I didn't even see it.
Okay.
There were a couple other ones too. I even downloaded the Final Fantasy VII remastered.
Oh, did
It's
you?
not the remake,
Okay.
but it's the
Yeah,
remastered.
it's like in 1080p. or
Yeah,
whatever.
so I thought about trying that out because it's so beloved, seeing if that's cool or not. There's just so many games. It's nutty. It's so nutty. Oh, Carto. I downloaded that too. The one that the cartographer
thing?
where you make the map. That was
yeah,
one
talked
of our
about that
picks
one.
too.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
that was like the puzzle piece, right?
Yeah,
Where you could
that
switch
one's
and
free
adjust.
too.
Oh,
on
snap. Dang.
dude, like all the good ones, but like all free.
Nice.
Like of course Dandy Ace isn't free, but
Dang.
but
Not yet.
not yet. But it's just, man, it's sick. Oh my gosh, Game Pass is so sick.
Yeah.
Which is why like it's hard to say, honestly, hard to say like the PS5 wins. It does, but it's harder because the Game Pass is so tight.
Yeah, but yesterday when I was playing, man, I was thinking like, man, if I'd had the Series X, then that quick resume would have worked perfect because
Between your Destiny and stuff.
Yeah, because I had
was gonna
stopped
mention that
Destiny
to play
because
Moonlighter.
because I
and you're
because I had to
switching-
wait for the
yeah.
maintenance. You know what I mean? So then after Destiny was back up again, I was like finishing a level, and then I wanted to sell some of the stuff to see how much I could accumulate, and so I was like, damn, if I needed to save it because I was gonna leave the game completely. But if I'd had quick resume, I would have just been able to move over to
Dude,
Destiny
nice.
again.
I
and
hear
it just-
people swearing by that quick resume, dude.
Yeah.
Like
It's
they
pretty
love it
wicked
so
now.
much that they
Yeah.
say they can't ever see them ever going back to a console that doesn't have that option.
It's
I see that.
crazy because like the quick resume, it works even if your system has been unplugged.
Right.
So like you can
It's like,
take your
I don't
system,
know how
unplug it,
it's
move it to
holding
the
in-
next room.
Holding the
Stores in the RAM.
It must have
the
some-
RAM, right? And the RAM just freezes in place and then fires back up from where you left off.
I guess this guy would probably know more
Yeah,
about
I think
that
it would,
stuff
right?
than me.
Like,
Yeah,
the-
it just
because
caches
it's
it.
inside. Yeah, it's inside the RAM.
I would think you would have to
know?
have power to cache something like that, like to keep it cached in there. I understand it, like
just
when
like in
it's
the
plugged
like
up,
in,
but
like think of like in position or something. Yeah,
yeah, that's just crazy
It's
though.
bizarre,
But, yeah,
dude.
the fact that you could just unplug it, move it, and then plug it back in, and then quick resume right back where you were at is pretty crazy. Because
like
I think that would work also if you were
'Cause-
to get like a power outage. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like your
dude.
power goes out really
That'd
quick
be-
or something, or you popped a breaker or whatever, and you got to turn it back on. Like,
I think if
your
it,
game's still good.
I think it only works. I think if it's like a power outage, it wouldn't work
no,
because it has to cache it. So I don't know if it's always.
if
you
it's
know,
always
caching-
caching it.
oh,
I
so
don't
once
know.
you press power off, it caches it, and
Yeah.
then you
Mm.
have it now. I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because I mean, I noticed with Game Pass in particular,
Yeah.
I never wanted this like on my PlayStation. I don't know why. I think on PlayStation, I always just kind of stuck with the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
I mean,
like
because you put
I
a
just
game
stuck
in and you
with
just
it,
on
and I would just keep going with it. And I had never thought about switching because I was kind of like enthralled in what I was playing.
Yeah.
But for some reason, with Xbox and Game Pass, because there's just like such a
I think it's
smorgasbord
just because we got
that
so many
like
options.
yeah, I'm always kind of like, okay, I'm kind of done. Let me check something else now. And like I think I would use Quick Resume, dude. Like
Yeah.
just hopping through games, you know. Like oh my gosh, what cool.
Yeah, I mean,
feature.
I still will sit down and like if I'm playing Destiny 2, like that's what I'm gonna play, for the couple hours ago, But just because that had happened, I had that option
Right.
available.
There's an
well,
instance
that option would have
when
been
I would've
available
used
for me
Quick
if I'd
Resume,
had it.
right.
Yeah, but yeah, so. But yeah, so I managed to beat the second
dungeon.
so the forest
Nice,
dungeon. So I'm
dude.
on to the desert,
Cool.
and it's kind of like
There's 4 before the main one, right? Before the big one in the middle.
Yeah, there's 5 in
There's-
total. So you
yeah,
just
there's
the
4,
desert
like,
and
little
then one other
ones.
one, and then
Yeah.
and then that
You get to
final.
unlock the father's dream, right?
Yeah,
Or the
yeah.
5th dungeon or
So
whatever, yeah.
so I boosted my my shop up to like the second to the last one, like I think it's like $220,000 or whatever for the store, but you get an assistant, and I guess the assistant
That's cool.
will
You hired somebody, huh?
run the store for you, and then you can just go out and
Now you can
dungeon
just
crawl
dungeon crawl
every
and bring
day,
stuff
and
in,
then
huh?
she can just run the store.
That's
but
cool.
she takes a cut. She
Well, of course,
takes
she has to
like
get paid.
30% of it,
Yeah, she gotta
right?
get paid.
So you
Yeah.
get a lot less from
Yeah.
that, and I'm assuming that she would just sell the stuff that you have available to
At
sell.
what you put it before.
Yeah, at what you put it, but I don't know how
It's not
that
smart
how that
enough
keeps
to-
the thing running.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's like a chest in the front, and then she'll just go to that chest and sell everything that you have in that chest. So make sure
Yeah.
you got a price set out.
Well, you
for
have to
that,
try
but-
it out, man. See how it works.
Yeah, I have to check it out. I gotta like decide like when I want to willingly lose the money, because like once you get to that big of a store, like you have so many spots in the store that you can put boosts up. So like you put like one little vase here, that's 20% tip. You put another fruit basket here, that's a 20% tip. You put this thing over here, and that does like a 25% reduction to thieves. You put something over here, that's another 25%
That's cool,
reduction
man.
to
All
thieves.
these
You-
little bonuses.
yeah, you put
That's
picture
cool.
frames on the wall, or a lava waterfall or whatever, and that's like allows your store to stay open 10% longer, or the customers move 25% faster or something like that in the store when they come to pick up. Instead of perusing, they just go straight to it and go or whatever. So there's a lot of things that can increase your money flow. So like stuff I'm selling now, like on a weekday, I'll get up out of there with like 400K just like sitting, and then you can just go in the dungeon and pop that little teleporting portal, it's
back out,
just like
right,
real
yeah.
easy. 8K is like nothing, you know what I
yeah.
mean? So it looks like it'll be a lot easier to just keep progressing through now because of how much money I can make. And it's kind of annoying that in the current dungeon that you're in, you get a small glimpse of what's in the next dungeon. Like they'll give you like a portal room that kind of like interweaves with the dungeon room that you're in to the next dungeon. So it'll allow you to gain some of the materials that would be in that dungeon. So like you'll see like your next weapon upgrade, it always coincides with the next dungeon that's available. So you're at a wall until you can make it into that dungeon and then gain all the materials you need for that next weapon
I
upgrade.
see.
So you get to see like, oh, okay, there's like these two pieces, but like I
So it
got
pushes
two
you
materials,
pushes
but I
you to
need
wanna keep
one
playing,
more
right? Yeah.
material to be able to upgrade my weapon.
Yeah.
But yeah, Moonlighter is a great game. Just in case you guys still haven't played it, as many times as I've been talking about it and Ray's been talking about it, like it's a great
cool.
game, especially for the free 99. You can't go wrong with that.
Yep.
Yeah, but let's just get into it, man. Like launch day struggles.
Next gen is here,
man.
guys.
So
Oh my gosh,
the
dude.
10th, and the 12th.
Oh my gosh. We'll start with the 10th, right?
Yeah, so the 10th for me, I'll just go first. Like the 10th for me was horrible, but it wasn't like a crazy attempt. You know what I mean? I knew that the day was coming. The Xbox Series X is something that I want, but it's not my first console of choice. We already gave you our choice, and we already said that the PS5 was the console that we wanted day one, with Demon Souls for me and Mark, and then Ray was Godfall. But I did want to get a Series X so that I could do an unboxing, and
For
then
sure.
I could have that upgraded version and finally have my own Xbox.
Yeah, and
because
you're going
that's
from
that's just getting borrowed right
and
now,
you're
the
using a
one I'm
1X. I mean,
I'm
a
using
one,
a one.
a one.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
so
that'd been like a huge.
that power difference is
Yeah, it
gonna
would
be
have been
crazy
like
jump.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had a Connect, and they had told me
A connection.
a
Okay.
connection.
Okay.
For
I was
for
thinking
the
connect,
console.
like, because we were just talking about the one.
not
So I was
the
thinking
camera.
about the one, the
Oh.
connect. I was like, you had a connect? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I had a connection that was able to sit me a side one. So I have this issue, and you guys can roast me in the comments all you want, but I like to get the most that I can for my money. Like,
Nothing wrong with that.
if at times I see like a great deal, I may be willing to just throw that aside or whatever. But I guess my assumptions were different, so I decided anyways. My Connect told me, "Hey, I got an Xbox Series X for you. It's available here. I'm gonna put it aside. I could buy it right now, but you just got to give me the money up front, and then I'll just purchase it." So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, the price, I want to put it on my account so that I can get the points. It was GameStop. So I wanted to be able to get all of those points for spending all of this money on this console.
Sure.
So that way I can take those points and flip that and turn it, into the coupon or something like that, some money off or whatever. So I was like, okay, well, are you able to put it on my account when you purchase it or whatever, so that I'm like technically purchasing it, but I'm not there. I'll pick it up, whatever. They weren't able to, but they were kind of like, as long as you just come by the end of the day, like certain time or whatever, I'll still have it for you. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just purchase it then. You know what I mean? So just put it on the side. I won't give you the money. Just put it on the side. I'm gonna just come and get it. So I was planning on leaving work an hour earlier than when I was originally gonna leave work, just so that I could get there and then be able to purchase it. So,
But you could have purchased it already,
they could have purchased it
and
for
like you
me.
Venmo them or whatever, right?
Yeah,
You're saying-
and I would have just Venmoed them the money. So
But you needed those points, huh?
I wanted the points.
See, like the thing
So I
is,
want
like I
points.
think that mindset is like perfect. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But when something's like this scarce,
You gotta
you
just
got to
jump
throw
on
that
it.
out of your mind and just get what you can get,
Yeah.
right? Because I mean,
And
I
I'm-
kind of made that same mistake too, and I'll explain that later.
Yeah, so
Anyways.
I guess like I just keep shooting myself in the foot.
Right,
So
with that mindset,
I
yeah.
did this to myself, but it is what it is at that point. So anyways, within like an hour period, I'm like counting down the time. I'm like, okay, boom, I'm about to dip at 3. Boom, beeline it over there because it's really far out of my way, but I'm gonna make it over there and then get it, and then I'll head home. I got it, you know what I mean? So I'm chilling. Then all of a sudden, my wife calls me up, and she tells me, "Hey, so and so called, said the console's been sold." I'm like, "What? Damn,
Dang,
man."
they got you.
So
It
I
sucks
guess
so
an
much.
employee that worked there
I would've
at the
been so
GameStop
fast, man.
saw that there was one in the system, so
They have to
they
sell
made
it,
their way
right?
to purchasing it and scooped it from under me. So that was
An
that.
employee took it,
Yeah, an employee got
of course.
that.
The employees
So-
are getting every single one of them, right?
So
Yep.
so that was my Tuesday of the 10th. So I just didn't get it. I didn't even really attempt to try anywhere else because, like I said, it was just one of those things. Like when I talked to them 2 days before, they had expressed that they were probably going to be more likely to have a couple on the side. So I was like, oh, okay. So maybe it's really not like that sought after. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll just be available. You know what I mean? So I'll just grab one just to grab one, So that was that. And then my Thursday.
Yeah, well, let's hold off on Thursday.
Okay, all right. So
I'll explain
you
my
guys,
10th
Mark,
story. Go, Mark.
All right,
us
so
your
my
10th.
10th was I very, very casually browsed a couple stores, like 7:30 in the morning when I got up, right before I started work. But I thought hard that day. I said, do I actually want to pull the trigger to have one? Do I want to pull the trigger to resell one? And I came to the conclusion, because I want a PS5 so bad, I would rather me put that 500 into upgrading my PC than buying an Xbox Series X and then having a PS5 because there's no exclusives like Fable yet.
Yeah. The only reason.
I don't really need it because I can play a lot of Game Pass games on my PC and my Xbox One X. So I'm like, I don't need it yet.
I get that logic.
So
because if you already have a good solid, PC, and all you have to do is upgrade like 2 or 3 parts, that 500 would go a long way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just spend like almost 4 on a graphics card, and then maybe something else on some RAM or something like that.
Yep, like Godly's saying, I could buy a graphics card with ray tracing, so that has 13 teraflops, so I could get a pretty good GPU for less than 500. Because I can't believe I'm saying this, but because I want a PlayStation 5 so bad. Before I didn't think I would feel like this, but because I want one,
tainted you.
because I want one so bad, I was like, you know what? I'll just be casual. If one comes my way, maybe. I didn't want to get an S. I do want to get an S one day just to have like an extra spare room.
Right.
But for now, I'm just kind of like, chilling on the side, eating popcorn and watching all the crazy people go mad over Xboxes. So that's kind of how my, 10th went. It was pretty relaxing.
Pretty relaxed. You contemplated, you thought it through. And
I thought it through and I was like, I'm going to save my money for the PlayStation.
Yeah, I was not hyped about the 10th either. A little bit of the fever, though, got to me. There's something about wanting to just get something that's so hot. Like whether or not you even want it or not, right? Like there's just something about wanting to be a part of it and seeing if you can get one, right? And if I really had wanted one, I think I absolutely 100% actually could have got one had I tried on Monday night. I didn't even think about it. My mind was just on, Walmart starts at 9 the next morning. I'll just try. Okay. Like that's where my mind was at. I was a little bit casual, like Mark. Like I'll just try, because my hopes and heart is on the PS5, and my story will probably explain that too. How much harder I tried for a PS5, but I was a little regretful for not having tried Monday night because I think I could have easily have gotten one. I think all of us probably could have easily have gotten one. Like the fever was not as high for the Xbox, not even as close
as the PS5.
Like not even as close.
But stuff is not available. Which
yeah,
I wouldn't
they
understand.
still got sold out. But what I was learning, because there's this guy on YouTube named Jay Grandel or whatever. You might have seen he was trending or whatever. He was doing helping everyone get their PlayStation 5. Like that's his mission in life right now. Supposedly, it's all about peace and love and getting everyone the PS5. Because he's been showing so much live
streams and follows.
Yeah,
we'll go with that.
I know.
We'll go with that. Peace and love.
But I do give him a little bit of credit because he had like cystic fibrosis or whatever, and so. He's ill. He's like a sick person, and he's overcome it all. And so like, okay, you've been through a lot. I'm happy to see you be successful. It's a bunch of the other guys that are like all mooching off, and I get annoyed by it.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, they out there on the live streams, telling people the links and stuff like that. They're doing what's already being done on Twitter, but they're just streaming it. So it's not really like they're adding anything to it or taking anything away. You know what I mean? So, but
for sure.
It's cool. It's whatever.
It's cool. It's whatever. It's something, and it's something fun to listen to while you're just shooting the shiz.
Yeah.
Anyways, he was explaining, because I was on his for the 12th, which we'll talk about later. But he was explaining how this is so much different than what it was for the X. For one, when he streamed Monday night for the X, it was like a sixth amount of the viewers, like a sixth
Damn,
of the
that's a
viewers. Like, yeah, of what he had for
Like
the
a
PS5.
couple thousand. That's it.
Like around 10, like
Okay.
a little under 10.
Yeah.
Where the PS5 was like 6, 7
So
times.
everybody
that,
in the
dude.
chat was probably hitting them.
And so everyone in the chat was probably hitting, exactly. And he said it lasted for like 4 hours. Like the target was like open for 4 hours
to get
that
an
night.
X.
Yeah, to get an X.
Whoa.
Like
That
there
is
was this
pretty open.
huge long window that they were all able to, get one. It wasn't like butter. Like it was still a little bit of the nuisance,
struggle.
but he
Yeah,
said
for
it was
sure.
just not the same. And I was like, man, I wish I had actually. It was whatever to me, but I'm like, if I really had wanted one, I should have just tried Monday night because it would have been so much easier.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I waited until Tuesday morning. My mind was still on Walmart, and I wasn't even that big on it. I was just kind of like, let's just see what happens. I'm kind of curious,
Yeah.
So I logged on, 10 minutes before 9 on my Walmart account, made sure I had all my ducks in a row, and sure enough, it fired off. I tried getting an X, and it was kind of going through, but it wasn't working very well. I was like, you know what? Let me go back and just see it on the S link. I bet you no one's clicking this S link. Everyone's clicking, the Series X link. So I clicked on the S link, and I kind of got through like with breeze, with like it was
So
smooth
nobody
as
wanted
butter.
the S.
Like there was no glitching, there was no, load time issues, there was no site crashing.
Yeah.
The site never crashed at all.
Okay.
Like even for the X, like the site
And that
never
was at Walmart?
crashed. Huh?
That was
And
at Walmart?
at Walmart. Yeah.
Interesting.
And so I just went through and got the S, and paid for it, and they took it out of my account, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever, that's cool, The S is the shizzy console, but it's still a great console for $299.
Oh, yeah.
Like Mark, we talked about this over and over again.
Yeah.
You can't get a PC for $299 that does what the S does. Like you
you
just
do.
cannot do it.
Right.
It's monetarily impossible. And so it's still a fun system, and I was cool with it because I literally have no desire and have no plans ever in my mind ever to put a
purchase
disc
a game.
into my Xbox.
Same.
Like I literally don't have. Literally, I cannot imagine a situation in which I would, because I'm gonna get the PlayStation 5 disc. Like that's done. No matter what, I'm getting that. And why do I need both of them to have a disc player? Like if there's ever a game that I want to get on disc, I'm just buying it for the PS5. Why would I ever buy it for the Xbox? So I was fine with the Series S just being a Game Pass device. And I was looking forward to having the solid state drive, even though I was going to have a really small amount. I was really looking forward to quick load times and the quick resume feature.
But
I was
what
really
about-
looking forward to those features.
What about like the graphics though? Because they'd be producing less.
It would be like similar to what my PS4 is right now, where my television just upscales everything. I would get higher frame rates on most of these old games, so I would see a performance increase too for my current
The
systems.
SSD alone is worth it to me.
Yeah, and the SSD alone is worth it to me. The performance, the graphics would look nearly the same or even slightly better than what I'm playing on right now. So what I'm getting is the SSD performance and the quick resume performance, and that chip is a beast. That Zen 2 chip is an absolute monster. Like it's gonna be faster and like just the experience is gonna be peppier and faster, right? So I was kind of cool. Like for $299, like that's a great experience for $299. Yeah, it's not what I wanted. I wanted the X, but I was cool with it. And it said it would be delivered that day. It said be ready today before 8 on the 10th, and I was like, all right, cool. I guess so. This works, Waiting all day, no confirmation, no nothing. 10 o'clock rolls around. It's past 8, right? I still haven't got nothing.
Yeah.
Come on the next day. Sorry, your item's been delayed. And I was like,
That's a
of
wrap.
course. This means I'm probably not gonna get it, right? So I chat, customer service. Hey, what's going on with my item? Oh, please forgive us. This is delayed. Just give us another 24 hours to figure this out. And I was like, okay, whatever. I never got back to them. I didn't go back to them 24 hours. I'm like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
This wasn't something that I really wanted. And then sure enough, yesterday I got an email saying that
It's done.
it was canceled. They just removed it from my cart, removed it from my
Damn, they didn't give you $20?
They didn't give me the $20, man. I was hoping to get $20 like you got. Honestly, like, they made
Give me some
sit
kind
and
of
wait,
compensation
and they gave
for
me
all
the
this.
confirmation.
They probably did
They
it to
took
too
the
many
money.
people.
Yeah, they probably did it
They
to
probably
too many
did to
people.
like tons and tons.
They
of
wouldn't have
people.
been able to recoup
And so there was probably some issue. Yeah, their site wasn't crashing, but their system was not stopping purchases clearly for what they had.
Yeah.
Or they were being bought out from underneath at the stores, and the store
Inventories
units
wasn't adding up to
the
what they
back
actually
door
had.
stuff, or the employers were just
Backdoor.
taking them.
Damn.
Because I heard that was happening too. I also heard that for Xbox, that people were walking in on the 10th into like Targets and Walmarts,
And they're
and
actually
the
being
employers
stuck.
were just selling them off when they had been purchased online. So selling out people's confirmations,
Oh my
which
god.
I heard was happening quite often.
Damn.
Wow. I would have loved to have come across the employee that didn't know.
It
the
was,
rules
yeah,
about
just
it.
selling them off,
Yeah.
and then these people aren't getting their orders. This is why the online situation is atrocious. It's a complete mess. It's, man, I had some PTSD, dude. Like, especially after the 12th, which we'll get to that in a minute. But let's move on. Now I can talk
Yeah.
about our PlayStation 5
Okay,
experiences, dude.
So the 11th for me, I didn't really do anything on the 11th. I know that there was like, I think, a Target attempt or something like that could be made, but it was supposed to be at like 10 something at night. I think you had mentioned it to me or something. So I had to go to work,
Right.
so I didn't take any days off or anything like that, so I wasn't able to make the attempt, but I asked if my wife could. And so when I talked to her in the morning, she told me it was a wrap. Like it was
a mess,
just
dude.
website was
gosh.
crashing.
Yeah, it was a
it was
mess.
just total trash for the PS5 for the Target thing. So I went out that day and I decided I heard that Walmart was having like a four sectioned release drop
Yeah.
or whatever for it online, of
Four
course,
different
but 4
hours,
different times.
yeah.
You know, you got 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 6 o'clock.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So, you know, I got, you know, a computer at work that I can do it on.
Right.
So while I'm working, I'm just paying attention to the times and when stuff happens. So I've literally, you know, I've got like 4 or 5 tabs open, right? So I've got periodically checking Target just to see if anything
Right.
happens.
Just
so I'm
refreshing,
logged in and
F5
ready.
in.
Yeah, no, just like every now and again, I'm just looking at
Right.
the page and refreshing
Right,
it just to see,
right.
yeah. But I'm not on it, you know, just
Right,
keep
right,
clicking.
right.
Yeah, so then I have GameStop up just because, you know what I mean, just to check and see if anything, you know, happens to pop off. I got Twitter, so, you know, if anybody notifies me of anything, I click a link and go. And then I had Best Buy, of course, but I haven't heard anything from Best Buy, nor have I seen anything change in Best Buy.
No, Best Buy wasn't
so,
having nothing.
yeah, so I just had it open just in case there was like some type of a shock and awe. But then I had Walmart open and everything. So for one, I had like the craziest time with like my passwords. Like for some reason, the computer just did not want to take any of my passwords. I was resetting
Really?
shit left and right,
Oh,
like
man.
over and over and over again.
Darn.
So like it was just becoming like a huge hassle for a lot of the stuff. But anyways, I'm on Walmart. It's 9 o'clock. I'm refreshing. Boom. I see it. I add it to cart. I click to view cart. It's showing like that it's been added to the cart. And then I'm trying to view the cart. And then all it is just giving me the refresh rate and whatnot. And then it would time out. I have to reload that
Right.
page. And then it would show that I got something in the cart. But every time I tried to click the cart, it was just taking days to be able to open the cart up so that I could click the checkout. Then the checkout would happen. I would click it, and then it would just give me the whole rigmarole with the times and all that stuff, and then telling me something pops up, says out of stock. So like it's just out. It's just like every other sneakers drop.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just, you know, it shafts me every time. So I failed at 9. It was like I had it in the cart, but I could never get to the process of checking it out. So then 12 o'clock comes, same thing. In the cart,
Yep.
cannot get the damn thing to process for the life of me.
3 o'clock too, right?
So 3 o'clock comes. I cannot get the thing to process. It just will not go through.
Right.
But at like 3:10, no, it wasn't even at 3:10. It was like 3:04 or whatever.
Okay.
My wife calls, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Nothing. I'm at work trying to get this PS5." It's like, dude, why did you change the password? I'm like, what are you talking about?
'Cause she
the
had it,
password
huh?
to Walmart. Why did you change the password? I'm like, oh, well, I've been on this damn thing all day and it was shafting me on the password. I had to reset shit like so many times. So she's like, dude, I had one in the cart and I had purchased it and all I had to do was verify that I had an account. And I was like, oh, easy. I'll just put in the password to this. No, it doesn't work. So, oh, okay, easy. I'll just go into your email account and then reset the password so that I can get it. But you changed your email because I could not access my email on my work computer. I had to switch the password in order to do it. So she said it gave her like a 10-second window. That window hit, boom, it took it out of the cart. It's gone. So the PS5 is done.
Oh no,
Damn,
your wife
So,
got it.
I was like, geez, man, that's a little disheartening. But I was like, that's nothing I could do about it. I've just been focused on that all day. I didn't even think that she would be trying to attempt. She said I had asked her to attempt, but I don't even remember it, dude. All I was focused, I was like tunnel vision, trying to get this thing. So, anyways, I get home and it's like 6:00. So I'm attempting
Try
again.
one more time,
My
right?
wife's attempting with me. I got my computer there. She's sitting there, hitting refresh. I got 3-4 tabs open. I'm hitting refresh. Get it into the cart, trying to get the cart checked out. Neither of us could succeed in that, into checking out the cart. So I was just like, my shit was done. So then comes like Friday for me, and yesterday. So yesterday, my Connect at GameStop hits me up, and they're like, "Hey," well, actually, my father-in-law who was up there, talking with the Connect, he was in there because he had finally got his Xbox Series X in that he had got with pre-order. He finally got that in the mail, so he was coming to pick up a game. So, he asked, hey, did you guys have any PS5s or whatever? Because I asked them to ask for me. So they said that they had one that hadn't been picked up yet. And if they were to, if they don't get picked up, I could be at the store at like 8:00. They would like open the door again for me, let me in so I could purchase it. Because I guess it's a 48-hour window that your pre-orders are held. So anyways, I was like, okay, cool. So then I'm making plans to drive up there at that time or whatever. Then I get a call about an hour or two later, and they're telling me, hey, the person called, said they don't want to pick up their pre-order. Come now. So I'm like, okay. So I get ready. Boom. Yeah. I got my kids. You know what I mean? So boom, we get in there, hop in the car. There's like crazy traffic, man. I don't know. Everybody and their mom has just decided to go to Vegas today or something like that. So I cannot make it where I'm trying to go. So I got to get off of the freeway and try to take the back route. So I'm all up in the mountains and shit trying to like try to make this like journey. You know what I mean? So I'm like bobbing and weaving through stuff. You know, my wife is driving. She's zooming. We getting around the creases and stuff. So we get about like deep into the mountains, halfway damn near. And then I get the call. And I'm like, man, why is she calling me? Why they calling me? So I answer the phone. They're like, hey, the dude called back, said he want to come pick up his console. So I ain't got the disc version for you. But if you want, you can come get the digital. So another issue of me shooting myself in the foot. I'm like, you know what? I really wanted the disc version. I don't want the digital because I really want the disc version. And I'm not really looking to like flip a console or anything like that. I'm not trying to tax. Like in the highlight, like, yeah, it sounds good. You know what I mean? But like, I'm so disappointed at these prices out here and that I can't get one for the retail. So I would be essentially adding to this this fire or whatever that's already been created, and I didn't really want to be a part of that. My wife was like, yeah, just don't do it, whatever. So I didn't get the free money that was, that I would have possibly been able to get. But I just decided I didn't want to have nothing to do with that type of shenanigans that's out there, with these. But we'll talk about that later. So, yeah, so I ended up coming home, tried to call up a couple of GameStops to see if possibly there was maybe somebody else that didn't come and pick up a pre. I don't know about y'all, man, but I don't think you guys talked about these people are assholes, man.
They are.
when you calling about these
They
consoles
are.
or something like that, they really kind of like dicks about this
They're
stuff.
sick of
man.
getting
Like,
thousands
they
of
don't
calls.
I
wanna-
think it's because they get asked it.
They don't
over and
wanna
over
help
every,
you. They
every
don't-
minute of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't want to do the customer service that they're getting paid for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? So
Yeah, but
it is what it is.
put yourself in their shoes. If you're answering and talking about the
Yeah.
same thing every
Over
5
and over.
minutes,
They should put like an
Imagine
automated
every
system
5
on the phone.
minutes.
Yeah, you could get tired of it, but your job is customer service, right?
Yeah,
If I
but you're
didn't
also
wanna deal
calling
with
them at the
customers,
end
I
of the
wouldn't.
day. They've been dealing with it all day long. You know,
Yeah.
they've ran out of patience, man. People
But-
don't have
yeah.
infinite patience.
Plus, yes, for me, a younger version of myself, I used to expect like all of them to give amazing customer service, but me, I'm like, you're getting minimum wage. Like this is just a
Well,
entry level job.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting like the best service. This isn't some like high end restaurant that I'm paying, so I should get it. So for me, I could give two shits. That's why I prefer to do everything online. But as we're talking about, there's a sacrifice you get when you're interfacing with the
damn
browser.
internet.
I
So
feel bad calling because I know they've been asked
back to
this
back
on
calls.
98
Yeah.
times today. Like I get it,
Yeah.
and yeah, even beyond just like the shitty job and minimum wage, dude. Like people, that's a fact. People, we do not have infinite patience. We just don't.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. As much as we would want us to always be patient with a smile on our face every time, we don't. We don't have infinite patience. You know, and so like I get that, but the bottom line is we still gotta know. Right, God, like we
Yeah.
still got to know. We're
Yeah,
asking
like-
a question. We still have to know.
They should
I
put
don't
some-
want to call. I would
Yeah.
love to just go in and then attempt to do it, but it's so many of them.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's like I gotta call to kind
Right,
of
you
like
gotta
narrow
call,
my
you gotta figure
my
it out.
chances. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To like make it better. Like, do you got anything? Like, can I stand by
Yeah,
the door
for sure.
and you could possibly let
Right.
me in? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't got no card. Like, my podcast do like 2 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, like let me in. I give you a shout out or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
I don't got no cards to pull, so I'm just a regular ass consumer with this.
Mhm.
So there's like,
Yep.
We have
there's nothing I could do,
Yeah,
but-
no power, nothing.
yeah. So
Yeah.
my whole PS5 shit was a bust. I mean, I did attempt at Costco. I had one in the cart, and I was able to actually check that one out, but I just was like, man, I already purchased a controller on its own, so I already spent, like the $60, almost $70 or whatever for a controller. This one would have given me another controller, and then I know I had the gift card from Walmart, and I was like,
There
I'd
you
rather
are,
just
getting
use
in the
that.
way
So
again.
yeah, so I continuously
Dang,
added
did
another
you
couple
did you
of
cancel
shots.
that one?
Yeah, you canceled it.
What?
You canceled the Costco bundle?
Yeah.
I didn't check out. I didn't finish
Oh,
checking
okay,
out. Like
okay,
I
okay.
had it in my car. It was in
Got you.
there.
I was
I
like,
was able to
dude,
put
we
my
could have
card,
just worked
but I
something
didn't
out. I
just
mean,
do
I
it.
would have bought a controller
Yeah.
from you
Yeah.
if that was the
see,
issue.
So I wasn't even.
But who
thinking
knows
about
if you
all
would
that.
have actually been able to check out. So it's not all on you.
I think I would have gotten that. I'm pretty sure I would have gotten that checked
Okay.
out. Like I
Gotcha.
didn't have any like load
Hiccups?
problems or anything
Okay.
like that. Like with it, like
What
I
time were you
added it to
doing that
cart.
at?
This was probably I want to say this was maybe like 10 or 11, something like that.
Okay.
In the
It was
morning? In the morning?
Yeah, it
Nice.
was like a tweet.
Thursday
I want
morning?
to say it was probably my boy Wario64 that had tweeted it out, but it might have been something else. But
Had to have been earlier than that.
nah, it wasn't that. But I don't actually know because it's all a blur.
Yeah.
of just
It's all a
shit
blur.
storm. But
It's all a blur, man.
yeah, so I had attempted that one, but I was just seeing the price and I was just like, damn, it's like 7 something, and I was like, I don't even really want that PS Now thing. And then
Yeah,
I
so
was just
I
thinking, like,
text you at
extra controller.
8:51, and within that conversation window,
Mhm.
so you had sent, you have one in
Looking
your
at the
cart.
receipt
You said you had one in your cart. No,
at
this
8
is-
something.
So at 8:51, I messaged out my text about Costco.
Yeah.
You said within that little message window, so probably
That
within the
I'd
next
had
few
one?
minutes, that you had one in the cart,
Okay.
but you didn't go for it.
Yeah. So
So it was
it could
before
have been
10.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Before that I know it was after that Walmart thing, I believe, but it could have been before that. I don't know. But I digress. I just decided to add another shot to my foot. So
Dude,
I
bro,
didn't-
you had lots
I
of
didn't
wins
purchase
that
it.
you didn't take.
I had
had lots of
possibilities.
wins,
I mean,
man.
even
Yeah.
with the Series X.
Yeah, you had it all.
I was
man.
told that I could have gotten S, and I just felt like I just kept rekindling those things in my
Right.
head, like,
I don't want this.
We
This is
got
trash.
the X. Oh, we sold out, but you could get the S. You know what I mean?
And
Like
now
I
we
just
have
felt
the
like it
digital
was like,
edition too with the PS5. Yeah,
yeah. So I just felt like it was like, damn, man. I like
they were wins, but not the wins you
in
wanted.
every
So you
possibility,
shut yourself.
I could have gone the digital version, but I did not want to get shackled into that part. And I guess I could have just grabbed them to just be part of the hoopla, and then just like, you know, open it, use it for a little bit, and then sell it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I could have sold it for at least
what you paid.
retail
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
what I paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even having used it, but I just didn't want to do that.
Yeah,
You
you weren't thinking that way. You were like, you were focused on what you wanted,
yeah.
and it wasn't lining up with
nothing
what
wrong
you
with that.
wanted.
Yeah.
So
And I think I have a different perspective too for what I went through. But Mark, how did your day go?
So my days were very chill, guys. I just want to start off.
Another chill-tastic day, huh?
So
easy peasy, man.
so I woke up 7:30. I was, gonna plan my routes for the day. So for me, my plans were Costco, Sam's, and Walmart.
Okay.
Also
Alright.
Target, but that was
I wish I had access to Sam's. I didn't have access to Sam's. That's a
I
good
feel
route,
like
too.
you could have
That was
given
a good.
yourself access
That was
to Sam's.
yeah. I guess I probably could have. I didn't even think. Yeah, I didn't think about like even buying a short
buy
term
one real
membership,
quick,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like that would have worked. A lot of people were getting lucky on Sam's.
Yep.
Yeah, I
anyways.
think the initial one's like $15 or something.
Yeah, I
like that,
probably
just to
should have
get up in
just
there.
done it
Yeah.
just to get in there. Yeah.
Yeah. But
So-
anyways,
and also all my plans were online. Is I had a couple meetings on Thursday. My schedule was pretty busy on Thursday. So the first 9 o'clock rolls around, because that's 12 o'clock Eastern or whatever. The first, I think, time I was trying to buy one was at 9 at Walmart.com.
okay.
So I was ready to go with my tabs, pushing F5, refreshing
Right.
that bad boy. I got one on the cart. So I was like, ooh, okay. And then I forgot my login for Walmart.
Ah.
So I was like, all right, continue as guest, no problem.
Yeah.
So I'm typing my information out, 200 words per second. Typing it real quick,
per second.
Heart racing.
So I was like, oh, my card information, crap. Grab my wallet, typing that in, boom, check out. I was able to check out, and then it said,
spinning.
spinning, no longer in stock. So I was like, dang it. I was like, all right, that was my bad. I should have been logged in, because then, my payment would have been quicker, and I would have been good to go. But I had one. I got to
Sound
check
like you were
out.
there, man.
I typed in all my information.
Better than me.
I typed in finish, like complete, boom, and then it told me. So I was like, all right, I'm feeling good with my F5 strategy, and so then 3 hours go by.
Nimble finger strategy.
3 hours go by. I'm pushing F5, pushing F5, but then I guess everyone's awake by this time. The site is slow as crap. So I have the PS5 thing bookmarked. Open new tab, go to it, and it's just a blinking out. Open an incognito window, try it again, and I was able to get to it. I was able to add it to my cart, but 15 seconds went by.
Yeah,
The bot army already checked out. So I was sadly, when I got to my cart, it said it was out of stock. So yeah, so that was my Walmart time. So by this time, I had a couple of meetings to go to, so I had to pause,
The adventure.
pause my adventure. But I was pretty active on going on Twitter and just typing, PS5, and I was just watching people just go mad. People would say, "Oh, go here. Oh, I just got one here. Oh, I just got one here. Oh, I just picked mine up here."
Craze.
So it was fun. I was just refreshing that, just chilling back, watching people go mad. And I was, when you said the Costco thing, I went to Costco website, but I wasn't able to get one. And then Sam's Club on the website all day, I was going through, and on the app, it only shows you proximity. So it was only showing me what my local store had. So the website was better, but I was trying to multitask. I was going on, let's see what the store had. So my local store had controllers, games, but the website I was able to see the full shipping, but I wasn't able to get one in my cart there either. So that's pretty much how my morning went. And like I said, later on, I was too busy. I couldn't really attend my browsers or my phone and keep trying it out. But one thing I was doing too is I was going on Facebook and Instagram and seeing who had them of my, my circle of friends. So I had one friend who posted, and I think he works at GameStop.
Of course.
He said, "Who needs a PS5? I got one for sale." And he posted it maybe like 6 minutes ago.
bro.
Dude, the comments were just
The
like
joke's on you.
Dude, he
2
got like
grand.
23 comments. He got like 23 comments in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
People like, hey, I'll send you the cash and I'll send you extra like $100 tip. People were going mad, so I didn't even pursue it. And then on my Instagram, I had another friend who's like posted something super ambiguous. Hey, I got Spider-Man, but I don't even know if I'm gonna open it. I'm like, hey, dude, like, so you got a PS5? He's like, yeah, I got a PS5, but I don't know if I'm gonna sell it. I was like, hey, man. Or he's like, I don't know if I'm gonna use it. I was like, I'll buy it. You know, you want to sell it to me for MSRP? Like, I'll just buy all
The
the
hell
stuff.
you got the game for if you ain't gonna use it?
He's like, well, you know, if I sell this, I need to make a profit. I was like, come on, man.
That wasn't the homie.
So then I saw another friend on Instagram who had one. I was like, and he posted the same ambiguous thing. Hey, I got this, but I don't know if I'm using it. I was like, hey, I'll buy it. How much you want? I'll throw you a tip.
Right.
From the new guy, from the last guy, I was
You're
like,
like, now I'm throwing a tip.
I was
right?
like,
Yeah.
hey, man, I'll
Mhm.
throw you a tip
Yeah.
for your time. You know, let's just call it a, you know, what did I, how much did I
Friendly,
offer?
Right.
I said,
$100
let's
or
just call it
something.
an even 650.
Okay.
He's like,
Yeah.
sorry, man. The least I could take is 1,000. I was like, 1,000? Dang,
least I
man.
could take
Like, I hope you
1,000,
went to like
huh?
the depths. I hope you went on a mission to get this because I want you to be compensated for your time.
Dante's
You know what I
Inferno,
mean?
man. You
Yeah.
went to hell and back.
I hope you camped out for this to get your money
Right.
back. If that's how much you need, I hope you you put $500 of work into it because I'm not giving you $500
No way,
bucks for
man.
me
That's
to wait.
Too much.
You know, so
650 is exactly where it should be, to be honest.
yeah. So I'm willing to give you a tip.
That's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
100 over what taxes and
Yeah.
everything is gonna charge.
It's
you.
still 100
cool
over,
giving
but that's
someone a
worth
tip,
it.
not
I
to-
would do it.
Because if
I
you
would spend
calculate all
$650.
your time into this,
Yeah,
this is
dude.
time we can't get back. I would much rather just give someone $100 to
Yeah.
deal with it.
Deal
Hey,
with it.
Thank you.
Figure it out for me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where I'm at right now. I'm going through my friends list, seeing is there
Who's
any
willing
on the
to sell
fence
one
people?
for a reasonable
Are you
price,
trying to
right?
sell
Yeah.
it for a reasonable price? I don't care if you opened it. You know,
Yeah.
who cares? So that's where I'm at right now. I think that's my best plan is to find like a family member, a friend who got it, played around with it. Maybe they played Demon Souls and they're done playing it. All right, sell it to me now. I'll pay exactly how much you pay. I'll throw
Yeah.
a little tip on there. I don't care if it's used.
Right.
You know, we use for a week isn't used to me. You know what I mean?
That's a fair method. I didn't even think about looking at my circle of friends for that. Yeah, I didn't have any connects. I didn't have no connects, man. I was on my own. But I was trying the night before, so I actually was on the night before this time. So it wasn't just
You were doing the Target thing.
I was doing the Target, and I was pretty honed in on Target. And the reason why I was honed in on Target is because Target was the only retailer, the only one that was giving you your Xbox the day of it came out if you got it online.
What about GameStop?
GameStop wasn't giving them the day of. They were all being shipped. All of them were being shipped.
Yeah.
Unless you had a pre-order, then you can go out and get
okay,
it.
and then you
But
can
I'm
get
talking
it.
about the 11th,
Right,
that
right,
night
right, I
of when
got
they
you.
launched. The launch day online sales, right? Where you get it, you buy it online on launch day, and you get it that day. Target was the only one doing that, and I really wanted, for one, I wanted it for the pod. I really wanted to have it that day if I could.
Yeah.
You know, even with the S, I wanted my S to arrive before
Before-
the pod so
before
we can
today's pod,
have
yeah.
it, you know. So I was really hoping that I could get it that day. So Target was really my home. I was honed in, man. I was kind of tunnel visioned, a little bit like Stone in that regard. I didn't let myself think about other routes because a lot of people were getting the darn thing on Sony Direct.
Really?
Straight from Sony Direct.
Damn, I didn't even think
I
about
didn't
And it
even
was
see
quick
those links
shipping
until
too, like
after the
2-day
fact.
shipping. Yeah, I know. And like a lot of like I was so honed in on Target though, and like I knew Newegg worked, and I had Costco too because my family does have a membership to Costco, and I was like, you know, that might be a decent route because not everyone has a membership. It might be a little less traffic, right? And so I was really honed in on Target and Costco, but Costco was like secondary because no one knew anything about Costco. We had a little bit of information on Target. Target purposely didn't tell their employees or anyone in the press when they would launch their PS5s and Xboxes.
It's a
as well.
covert op, huh?
Yeah, they didn't even. They got a memo, and the guy I was watching, Jake or whatever, had the memo. Someone leaked the memo that the management got, and it literally says on there that we are not releasing a time to anybody, not management, not employees, not anybody, but we do want them all processed by 4 a.m. So that was one hint, 4 a.m. So you knew that if you went from midnight to 4 a.m., that window in there was when it was going to launch, right?
That's a hefty
And
window.
then they looked at the Xbox launch. The Xbox launched at 1:20 a.m. Eastern on Target.
Okay.
1:20, that arbitrary time, right?
Yeah.
So everyone was really honed in at 1:20 for the PS5, right? in the morning, which would be 10:20 for us, which is what your wife was trying to do,
Right.
right? So I was on there at 9 though, trying, and I had the guy open too, and I was F5ing, like you, I was F5ing, and I was listening to the guy, he was chatting with everybody, he had all the windows open, he was doing the tweets and stuff, and he was F5ing and telling everybody everything. And I was kind of playing some Hearthstone a little bit in between because it felt like it wasn't working. And then when it got to around 10, that's when I got real serious and I started to really F5. Like whenever the page refreshed, I'd press it again. Page refresh, press it again. And it went at about 10:41. It went off. The PS5 went off. And dude, I was F5 on like religiously, like for 40 minutes straight, like just doing that, And I was on it, dude. Like before the guy on the screen said anything, I was checking out. Like I was going through the checkout screen. Like, so it was like a good 5 to 10 seconds that I had ahead of everybody. And then like 5-10 seconds later on that stream, the guy's like, it's targets up, targets live. And I'm like, okay. But I was already going through. And I got all the way to the point where I was ready to check out. And then of course it comes back telling me my security code on my card needs to be entered. I had everything ready. Like I logged in early. I put my information in.
But that by heart though, right?
Yeah, I had
you just
that.
typed the 3 digits in. Boom,
I typed the digits in, and I hit it again. Spinning. Now, by that time, the site was crashed. By that time, the site was toast, and it never loaded. And there was a PayPal button on there. But you would have probably had to sign into PayPal. But I would have had to sign into PayPal. However, and I was worried about leaving the page. I was like, I wanted it now. Like, I'm here right now. This is the quickest, fastest way. I want it right now.
Yeah.
And so I didn't get it. And the guy on the screen didn't get it either.
Damn.
And of course, people are on there going, I got it. Thanks, man. I got it.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
like,
right.
how is that possible, dude?
Yeah,
I don't
right.
see how it's possible. Like, the Skype, it just instantly crashes. Like, no one can get through, not even bots. Like, it insta crashes. And so everyone was like, okay, man, that's it, man.
Crashed
Great
because of the
time. This
bots.
was fun, have a great night. And I was like, no, there's no way. This thing crashed so hard. Like, there's no way. It just insta crashed. I was like, this is fishy, And so everyone was kind of looking on Pop Finder, the target inventory site, where you can see the inventory. And so I went on there too. And sure enough, there's still a whole bunch of inventory for Target. And Pop Finder's like instant. Like once it gets deducted, Pop Finder's deducting it too. Like it has a direct link to Target's inventory.
Interesting.
And they still had some. So I was like, you know what? I don't think this is over, man. So I stayed on and I kept refreshing. And then probably about, I can't even remember, like over an hour later, so maybe like, I think an hour later, like 11:40, closer to midnight for us, Pacific, they fired up again. And I was first on it again, And I got all the way to that point again. And they asked for my stupid security code again.
You punched it in.
I punched it in, circle, site crashed.
Man.
And the freaking guy on the screen, that I was Jake, I got it. I went to PayPal. I used the PayPal link.
Damn.
That worked for me. And I was like, are you kidding me, dude?
It's
like,
too random,
I wish
man.
I
How
had
you
done
gonna
that.
know?
Yeah,
How you gonna know?
And so I was kicking myself and I was like, maybe this will happen again. Maybe there'll be another batch. And so I was refreshing and I was thinking 1:20 Pacific time. Since it went 1:20 Eastern time, maybe 1:20 Pacific time again will work. So I was refreshing to 1:20 and sure enough, more came up.
Really?
And I was clicking add to cart and instantly they'd be gone. Dude. Like they would just pop up like one available at Hemet or one available at Menifee. Quick, 2 available at Menifee.
Damn.
Act quick. The site would be saying that.
Yeah.
Dude, I was fast, And Target had like this situation where you could click like edit location and it would bring up the list of stores within 50 miles of you. And I would find one and I would just click on it. I didn't care how far it was away from me. I just click on it and try to add it to my cart. Not fast
You're
enough.
on Nevada.
I didn't go that far. But
You're like, damn, dude, I
I'm
gotta
out
take a
in
trip.
Pennsylvania.
I gotta take a trip to freaking I gotta go to Vegas, man. Get my
Damn.
PS5.
And so I tried again at 1:20 and I told you it came up again. I tried again at like 1:40, came up again, and then it just wasn't happening any longer. And I was like, you know what? I'll give myself until like 2:20. And I'm just going to call it a night. Like at that point when it hit 2 a.m., I was like, am I just going to pull an all-nighter and just forget about it? I've already invested all my night, all this time into it. Like, do I just try to stay up all night and try to guarantee myself when I said, nah, I got to work in the morning, So I tried at 1:20. Nothing happened. Nothing came up again. They were done. Clearly Target shut it down. They weren't doing it anymore. Even though Pop Finder still had inventory in stock, they still had inventory.
Wow.
And So Pop Finder was telling me, but I was like, whatever, I can't do this. I gotta get to bed, So I put a lid on it, and I went to bed, and I was refreshing Costco too, and Costco never came up in the middle of the night when I was on. It never came up.
Yeah.
Finally, the PS5 emblem as an option to click on came up, because originally at midnight when I was refreshing, it would say, sorry, item not found. When you search PlayStation 5, item not found. You couldn't even find a PS5.
Yeah, all I was getting when I was searching Costco was just PS4s and stuff like that.
Yeah, PS4s, and there was Xboxes
until that
there.
morning, and then I could find.
And then,
PS5s.
so I went to bed, so that never came up either. And I was like, man, do I just stay up all night trying Costco out? Because that hasn't happened yet, But I just put a lid on it. I went to bed. I woke up the next morning, and I was getting ready for work, you know what I mean? I sat down around 8 when I start working, and I'm checking emails, I'm, checking over some of the student stuff. And then I was like, I'll just check and see how the sites are going, see what's up with them. So I pulled up a Target, and I pulled up Costco in their window. And this is about 8:30.
Yeah.
And I pull up Costco, and I refresh it, and it's saying I can add a cart. And I'm like, that's weird. So I click on it, and it just the button grays out. So I click on add the cart, and the button grays out.
Minute,
And I was like, what is that? What is the deal with that? So I refreshed the screen, and I tried it again. It kept graying out. Refresh the screen, grayed out. And I was listening to the guy again, because I had it in my earphone. I was listening to him on the side, and he wasn't mentioning nothing about Costco. And I'm like, oh, this must just be some residual, buggery from the middle of the night when it did launch. Whenever it happened to launch, this is just some buggery going on. Because I had gone to sleep, and he wasn't talking about how it was live or anything, so I was just assuming it was buggery. But I was still trying. I was clicking, hey, it's letting me click add to cart. I'll try. I was like, what's the deal? Like maybe did it log me out during the night? So I clicked on my account, and I opened a new window, and it would take forever to load, like at least a minute, dude. It was not loading when I wanted to just go to my account. Mm-hmm. I was like, dude, maybe a lot of people are on here. I don't know what's going on. And finally it loaded my account screen and said I needed to log in. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dang, maybe it logged me out. So I logged back in, literally every button press. So I punch my information, log in, a minute wait. Mm-hmm. I go to the next page, plus button, a minute wait. Like it was so bogged down. Every button press was a minute wait. But I logged back in. I went back to the page. I reloaded it, tried it again. Minute wait. It added it to my cart. Mm-hmm. And then at that point, he started saying, hey, Costco's live. Actually, guys, everyone's saying Costco's live. Like it started to leak out. But I had already been kind of going through, some of these steps, these hoops, And I got through, and I was like, you know what? It seems to be loading after a minute. So I was just patient. I just hit next, and then we wait for a minute. And it go to the next screen. Okay, hit my shipping address. Okay, next. Wait a minute. Go to the next screen. Confirm pay. Hit it. Wait a minute. Confirm pay. Right? Like it was just like going through. Yeah, it was slow and laggy, but it wasn't glitchy. It wasn't crashing.
Right. Yeah, that's the same experience that I had. I just had to wait a minute, but I was able to keep progressing through it.
And if you were just patient, it would load. It would actually load. It wouldn't time out. And it would load. And so sure enough, I got all the way to the end, and I got it out, and I confirmed it into my cart. It was just funny to me. It's like when I was like half-assing it, when I was least expecting it, I just sat down for work and just happened to check it. When I wasn't even trying, it worked out. And when I was like giving my all, it wasn't working out. And dude, I was fast. Like I said on that Target, before the dude was up, I was going through, man.
Yeah.
Hearts beating, hearts racing. Come on, man, come on. But like I had like some post PTSD, man. Like that night I went over to my folks for dinner, and they wanted to get some pizza, So I called up Pizza Hut, and hello, Pizza Hut, can you hold please? And I was like,
Another wait queue.
Another wait queue. Don't tell me I'm not gonna have what I want. Like just that feeling was like so permeated throughout like my psyche that like I was like, dude, everything's scarce. I was like, everything's scarce. Everything's scarce. And it was like tripping me out. And then I just kind of like walked away from it. I was still trying to get more on Walmart too. Walmart was crashing because I was gonna try to get more from y'all.
Yeah.
Or even my dad. So I was still gonna try, and my wife was trying too. She didn't even tell me, just like your wife. She was trying too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she had a little story saying she
got
through.
You wanted it. Yeah.
Yeah, she knew I wanted it because I came to bed late that night, and she was like, she's like, "Did you get one?" I was like, "Nah, I didn't get one. I was bummed out,
Yeah.
And I was like, "This darn thing is just such a mess, I can't believe they would do this." I was just, venting.
Yeah.
And So she woke up the next morning. She was on at 9 too, trying to get. I didn't even know that. And supposedly she was there, like too, like your wife got all the way there, and then just at the very last second it breaks.
Yeah,
you know. So that was everyone's story. I like, how did anyone get through? I was like super pessimistic. Like, you know, everyone who's sitting they got one, they're such liars. There's no way. You know, it feels like the lottery. Like you're just getting. You know, you're winning the lottery if you get through, I guess. I don't know how else to explain it.
How do you guys feel about like everybody and their mom jumping in on this, man? I mean, like we got like there's people from, you know, there was word that like people from Best Buy were like selling the consoles out the back of the door, you know what I mean? Like not even like
GameStop doing the
any
same
people.
thing.
Yeah, the GameStop employees like purchasing like the majority of the consoles and stuff like that. Like all of these people out here that may have never once posted anything about enjoying a video game, and they've got a console for sale, and they're not selling it for like retail or slightly above retail. We're talking like $900, $800, $1,200. You know, I think there was rumors I was seeing people putting it up for like $2K. You know what I mean? Like a max of $2K. Like that shit is ridiculous, bro. Like I love video games, but I'm not about to pay no damn $1,200 for a freaking console that released and dropped for $540 out of the door. Like that's just crazy. But how do you guys feel about like all of this?
The first thing I want to say to you, Mark, really quick, is like, what would it cost to build an equivalent like Series X or PS5? So solid state, terabyte, solid state, same type of 10, 12 flop GPU, that Zen 2 chip, like all that RAM. What would you think it would cost to build that?
Then you gotta count the SSD.
Yeah. I would say probably for 1,100 you can build an amazing PC.
So
that
like
would be
an X is like an amazing PC. I know X is not high end, but I know it's like high mid.
I would say for 1,100 you can build a slightly better
equivalent. So 1,000 to 1,100 you could build like close to an equivalent.
Let's say $1,000 you could build a better system.
Okay.
So then that has to be the limit. Like,
yes. And
trying to get $2,000 out of something that is not even as good as $1,000, $1,200 computer.
Yep.
Right.
That's my mindset completely. I would never spend, 900 on this, because you could, like I said, for 1,000, 1,100, you can build a good, going towards the high end machine. So.
But I still feel like even if you were to go like, 800 or something like that, like you're bottlenecked at what this system has to offer here and there. There's no upgrading it really. The only thing you can do is add more storage to it, to both of the consoles.
Yeah, but every game that comes out will play on it though.
Right, but
it doesn't matter.
I'm just stating with a PC, right? You would at least be able to upgrade a piece here and there to continuously progress it forward. This console is done here. Yep. Like there's nothing else that you could add to it. There's no piece that you could swap out that would make it even better than it already is here and now at this point.
Yeah. So
it's like I can see like, okay, 1,000 for a PC because you can eventually upgrade that later down the line.
But that's more cost.
Yeah, that's
more cost you have to spend. So I'm just saying, what can the cost get me right now? Because I can spend more money later and get the next console, right? It's all going to cost more. So in either situation, you're going to pay more for something better.
Right, but as opposed to buying an entirely new system, a new console, when the next new one comes out, this PC, I just add one new part and then I have it. It might be less
part, but
yeah, it could be one new part.
It had to be like an expensive part, like a GPU.
And the prices always go down over time. Like if you try to build like a current gen machine, you could build a pretty good budget, machine that competes with PS4 and Xbox.
Yeah, for sure.
But over time, the parts get cheaper. But at the same token, you could always resell your console and buy it. If there's a new iteration of the PS5 Super or something, you could sell yours.
PS5 Pro, which they already have
something like
trademarked that. Sony's already trademarked that name.
So at least you could sell your console and then an extra 100 or 200, upgrade to the new one. But I just don't see. are people actually paying 1,200? Like, I need to check on eBay. Are people actually paying this
I
much,
haven't looked
or
at
is this?
completed list.
I
This
know
some
people are
fantasy.
paying 9.
I
I've
know
heard
they're
people
paying 9.
9.
Yeah, I know
So,
9's
Yeah.
happening, and I know 800 plus is happening.
Yeah, 8 and
Because I've
9. I
seen
see
guys
that.
admit it online.
But are people paying 1,200? Is there someone crazy paying
1,200,
2K?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But I wouldn't be surprised.
Because I told you guys this morning, I did check, and it feels like the prices is inching up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because you said it was 800 on launch, and then in my area it was 900 to 950, and then this morning they're all 1,200. That's like that's like
The
I think
lower
it's
end,
just getting.
yeah.
I think it's getting
scarcer.
No, I think scarcity, but people are. So when you first got it or whatever, you got the pre-orders and stuff like that, like day of release or whatever, you have that buzz. But then it really starts to set in on people that, hey, this shit is not possible to
I
get.
can't get it,
Oh, I
right?
see.
Like it's
People have
already a
stories.
day after and I cannot
also-
get this. So now
Yeah.
the price goes up more.
I also think, honestly, people are doing frustration buys, right? Like, you're so upset. You've stayed up without sleep for
You're just
36
settling
hours.
for
I am
paying the
so done with
overprice.
this. I am done. I don't want to keep fighting for another week of my life every night. I don't want to keep fighting for the next 2 weeks. I don't want to camp out on Black Friday. I'm just going to pay 1,200 now.
yeah. I'm
Kind
just
of like
gonna
what
do
you were
it.
saying, like they're adding their time up and also their frustration and anger and just dealing with it.
Right.
I think that's part of it too.
Yeah.
On top of what you were saying, like,
Yeah,
I
for sure.
cannot get it, and so people are raising the prices as well.
Yeah, because after a minute, it's like, okay, I've been wanting these discs and stuff like that, but damn, do I just get a digital? Because those are the ones that are like accessible. Like, I feel like you're settling then.
Yeah.
At that point,
I
you're
wouldn't
settling that
scoff at
this is what
somebody
it
who
is.
spent 800. I wouldn't, because that's at least a little bit less than what I could build a PC for. So I feel like I'm still getting my money's worth. But yeah, I'm overpaying what MSRP is. But I would okay, I get it. You wanted you're done. But if you're spending 1,200, I think, man, you've really been suckered, man. Hard.
I think too the SSD comes into play because it's kind of hard to replicate that SSD right now.
To value it,
in a couple
right?
years,
How do you
in
value it?
1 year,
Yeah.
it'll be easier. But yeah, right now it's just in that gray area.
For both of them,
Some
they're both kind
people-
of proprietary.
yeah.
Sony's is a little bit more proprietary. But yeah, how do you value it? I don't know how you value
Xbox's
it.
SSD
220, right?
Xbox's SSD is just a Western Digital. Someone posted like equivalent, like it's
Okay.
viable.
Yeah.
But the PlayStation SSD is still
It's
like
just that the
hard to-
method to attach it to the Xbox is what's proprietary, right? To
Yeah.
get it in
Yeah,
there.
you could just slip it
because on the
in.
PlayStation it's
Yeah.
soldered in. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
But
you're
they
not
have the
upgrading
slot.
that.
They have the slot though.
Yeah, for an M2.
Yeah,
but it
I'm
has
just
to be
talking about the one
equivalent,
that's
right? Yeah.
on board.
Yeah,
It's soldered in, so you can't.
right.
If you got to repair
Expand it. Yeah.
it's gonna be hard to repair that. SSD. You're gonna have to
You were
solder
telling
up.
me about some GameStop employees.
Oh yeah, so I seen tons of videos, and one was from Camelot 337. I forgot.
Yeah, I
his-
saw that guy too. Yeah.
So he was saying that what GameStop employees are doing is when the consoles come in, they're snagging a picture, snagging their I got 3 picture or whatever,
Yeah.
putting on Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Craigslist, and some of them have like a feature where you can accept payment. Some people are putting them up on eBay buy now, and once they sell them,
And they grab it,
Once they sell them and they get the money, they're buying them in the store, pocketing the extra.
and then
and-
just ship
with
it
the
in.
and
money
shipping
that
them.
the person just
Yes.
paid. Wow.
So that's what people are doing.
They're
They're
not
not
even
spending
upfronting
any.
the money.
No, they're using the $1,000 that they just
zero
got.
risk.
And this guy, he gets inside information from all the stores. So people are like writing to him, hey, this associate at my store did this. This is what people are doing. And a lot of people are doing this. And he's getting, new dozens of reports from people. So it's not like just some one-off thing. Someone did it in some, Minnesota place where it's all snowed in. No, people are doing this everywhere.
Yeah,
Dude,
So,
this is insane.
Just imagine all the other stores, other shenanigans that people are doing. You know what I mean?
It's insane.
But-
Well, dude, GameStop themselves are shady. Like, it's just crazy. Like, everyone is trying to get a sliver of the hype. Like, GameStop will not sell you on launch night. They will not sell you a base console.
Yeah,
They
buy a
will
bundle.
not do it. The only way you can buy from GameStop is if you buy their bundle. And their
Whack.
bundles are whack,
Weak.
dude.
Yeah.
They put the most expensive game. They put the Mamba Edition 2K in there. They
Ooh,
pick
that
the most
$100
expensive game they can find. They slap in the system. And then they give you like Sackboy Adventure. So like the games that I think, this is what I'm thinking. We're putting the hardest games to sell. We're putting the hardest games to sell on top of this system because, they're going to sell some mama mentalities, but it's going to be hard to sell those in volume. Most people are just going to buy the regular edition.
Because it's $100.
Yeah, it's $100.
Yeah.
Not everyone, very few people are buying the $100 game.
Right.
So they're like, well, this is an easy way to sell volume of this $100 version. And the Sackboy, which is going to be the least popular. Everyone wants Demon's Soul, but they won't put that there. They'll put Sackboy, right? They won't even put like Miles Morales. They'll put like the game that no one really wants.
Yeah. I saw Miles Morales getting added to a few of the bundles.
Or they might have 3 or 4 games, right? And then Miles is there, but they're gonna make you buy 2K with it and Sackboy with it, and then like an additional controller, which is fine. Everyone wants an additional controller, and like a couple other things, and then giving you no discount. They just add it on. Up. Okay, here's your $800 price, right? Where at least Costco is giving you something.
Some value.
Bundles are supposed to be like a little bit of a deal, right? Like, like if I buy the bundle, then I get a little something off.
But it seems like they're adding like that little digital code or something like that somewhere in there. That's where you're saving at.
You're right.
Like,
like
the 1 month of PS Plus or the 1 month of PS Now.
You get these pre-order bonuses and they pretend like that's something you're getting.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So that's what the little.
But GameStop wouldn't give you any of that.
Yeah.
Costco gave you at least the 1 month of PS Now.
The crazy thing is, GameStop was doing that for pre-order people too. They're sneakily.
Really?
So I was watching videos of people waiting in line, right?
Uh-huh.
So let's say there's 8 people in line. 8 people are gonna get it. What they did was they went in line and handed everyone a flyer. Okay, these are the bundles available. And this was like weeks and weeks ago, when people were just getting the pre-order in. And people were like, I'm not doing this, And when they got to the front, they're recording, hey, so which bundle are you going to get? I'm not getting a bundle. I just want the PlayStation. Oh, are you sure? Like, these are the bundles we're offering, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, I just want the PlayStation. Dude. Okay. But they were like acting as if,
right.
Like, hey, this is the only thing available. And they're giving everyone the flyer in line who was waiting. Like, like, are you going to get bundle 1, bundle 2, or bundle 3? It's like when you go to fast food and they're like, oh, do you want a medium or large? I just want a small combo. I don't want a medium or large. You didn't even offer me the small.
Right.
Right. But they're pulling that crap on people from day one.
Shady GameStop, dude. I'm blown away by that.
Yeah.
And like they make me buy games I don't want, and they know we're gonna do it because we want the console. It's just like unethical.
Have you guys checked on Target? Sorry, not to cut you off, but have you guys checked on Target for the like the early Black Friday deals that they're having
not
or
yet,
whatever? No. Because currently, right now, they're doing a buy 2 get 1 free.
For the games.
But Demon's Souls isn't part of that.
Of course.
So you can get Miles Morales, you can get
Godfall, right?
You can get Sackboy, you can get Godfall, and then you can get Valhalla.
Okay.
But also 2K21. But Demon's Souls is not part of that.
Of course.
And it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
One game out of that entire
The one
lineup
everyone
is
wants.
not available with this buy 2 get 1 free. That's crazy. I mean, it
Dude,
shows
but
how good the game is and
but
how
like-
much people want
But
it.
like also to hop off that, like just how everyone's being shady. Like GameStop's always been shady. They've been really rubbing me the wrong way recently. Like even with the Game Coin thing. Like when I went in there that day to buy Watch Dogs, I was like, okay, so tell me about the Game Coin thing. And they're like, what? What do you mean? I was
like they don't know
right
about
there on the back
the
wall.
big
It's on your
poster?
thing. The $20 Game Coin. He like turns around.
Oh, that?
Oh, that. Well, that. Now I'll just credit to your account later after you purchase it. Like, and it did, but it's like, dude, why are you so close-lip about it? Like, oh my gosh, because they're probably being pressured to try to avoid giving Game Coin out if they can.
I feel like that
Right?
would be your selling point, right? Why would you buy anywhere else? You
They
buy
use it
here
to
so
bring you
can-
in, but then don't like give it to you. You know, like I'm just like, dude, GameStop is really pissing me off right now. I've been like way happier with like the Walmart and Targets. You know, shockingly enough.
Yeah.
At least Walmart, yeah, their site's crashing, but they're letting me buy a base console.
Yeah.
You know, at least they're not being shady with it all. I can just go in there and buy my game for $10 less. You know, like it's not shady at least. Yeah, it may be bogged down, it may be busy. Everyone may go to Walmart, it may be annoying, but at least they're not being shady with everything. GameStop is just shady, dude, across the board.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to capitalize on these launch things, And I'm sure if you go into a store, I'm sure they're, I it probably has to come down from their corporate, because we talked about GameStop in the past and how they're not doing
You
the
gotta sell
best.
the membership, right?
And the membership, they have all these
Apparently,
like
you got to sell the warranties, for
warranties.
some of these things because they're taking all that. So you got the membership, you got the warranties, you got pre-orders
yeah.
that they're all trying to get you to buy.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like, are they
whatever.
hiring used car salesmen to be GameStop employees now? It's like, I thought it was just a game store, but it's like they're trying to get all tack on everything. So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate that they're taking advantage, but it is what it is. I'm not going to shop there that much. I like going in the store, so I can't talk that much about it because I love going into a game store.
Same.
And it would suck if it didn't exist.
Yeah.
So that's the sacrifice you take.
And I'm wondering if it's more so my store too. I've been wanting to go to the other one on the other side of town because whenever I've gone in there, they've been like much more friendly, much more cooperative.
Yeah.
Where I feel like at this store I'm at, they're very like low key shady.
Yeah, like I kind of feel like the one that's over here by the university isn't that great of a
Right.
GameStop.
But
I
there's
feel like
another
the
one.
employees that are over there by the one on Highland is a little bit, they're a bit more, I guess, happier to be there. I don't know, but it's
Yeah.
been a while since
think
I've been over
management
there,
has a
so
lot to
maybe
do
it's
with it.
changed. But
Yeah.
yeah, maybe, or just the people are more content with being there, as the other people maybe like they have to be there because they got to
Yeah.
pay for their school tuition or whatever. I
Who
don't know.
knows, man?
I don't know.
That
It's
Jake
this,
guy I
but-
was telling you about too, though, like he got 70,000 watchers. He was like a 20-something thousand subscriber channel, and he got 70,000 viewers for the PlayStation
Mad
night,
boosties, huh?
and he got like 40,000 subscribers, dude. It
Wow.
was absurd.
That's a nice growth.
That's
And
a
then
nice growth.
everyone started doing it. Everyone copied him. So everyone started making, I'm here to help you get a PlayStation 5 that
Hey,
night.
it
And they were
works.
like all over the place.
Yeah.
Everyone was trying to jump on that bandwagon, dude. Everyone's trying to get a sliver of that hype.
Yeah,
I
I've
wish
seen-
we had done something, you know?
I know. I've seen a couple of other people that I subscribe to or whatever on YouTube who are always doing like live streams consistently, and so that's just their MO. They do a live stream for like,
Yeah.
everything. They do live stream every
Right.
day, but they're especially gonna do a live stream for this. But yeah, that Jake Randall guy, he popped up a couple times on mine.
He was number one
I
on
see.
trending for gaming that night.
Yeah, and and I was just looking, and I was like, well, he's not doing anything that's like out of the
Ordinary.
normal or
Yeah.
it's like if
Yeah.
you were just on Twitter, what I mean, he was saying, oh, Wario64 posted this, like I already follow Wario, you know what I mean? So like the stuff he was doing was nothing that was phenomenal or above and beyond. Like he wasn't giving any special like hidden links or something like that to product that I couldn't have gotten myself just being on Twitter
Yeah.
doing the same thing he was
The
doing.
main thing I was using
So-
those guys for.
But I guess it's just a good community, I guess,
it's just a good
Yeah,
community.
well, the
to
main
be
thing I
in
was
your
using
woes
it,
together. you
yeah,
know?
and I was using it because, like, for instance, the next day, so after that night when I was really trying hard,
to see if anything else
I would
comes
just
up.
listen to him or another one of those guys while I was like playing a game like Hearthstone or something. And then that's when I would hear things like when I heard about the 3D Pulse, it was from someone I was listening to. I
Yeah.
wasn't,
Okay.
messing around with it. I was playing.
Which is
and
nuts.
so,
I
like,
don't even
just
understand why
hearing
this
someone,
pulse
like,
is so high.
go through the Twitter feeds and stuff for me. Like that was kind of a service,
that's
you
cool.
know. So I
That's
would,
cool.
toss him a like or
Yeah.
whatever.
When you
Right.
texted me, it was available for me to buy at
Yeah.
99, but I was like, I don't have a console yet, so I don't want
Right.
to just have it. But
Yeah, I got this damn controller over here that I haven't opened up yet because I don't got the friggin' system.
hey,
But it is what it is. It's just
Yeah.
like but yeah, but man, so the consoles are out now. You got the X and you got the 5.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people have been playing them. All the embargoes dropped, so everybody and their mom
Reviewing.
is showing them up
Mhm.
on
Yep.
their timelines and their YouTubes and stuff like that.
Everybody, man.
So all of these performance tests are being done with
Mhm.
frames per second and the quality for
Resolution
like
and stuff,
resolution
yeah.
and all that stuff. So you came across something, but like it looks like there's no significant difference
Right.
between the consoles.
Right,
So I
yeah.
mean, like, tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah,
What you're
yeah.
showing.
I'm kind of curious. More so, I'm kind of curious for an explanation. Is what I'm kind of looking for. Like, I'm just wondering what could it be. So I want to kind of ask Mark too, like, because what people are discovering is that they're running games at almost the same, and PlayStation
damn near look the
5,
same.
yeah, and they look the same and like the same frame rate or within a couple frames, and the PS5 is considered better by many because it's actually loading games a little quicker.
Just a
But
smidge.
the X is loading them very fast still, which
Yeah.
is also in my mind, then the PlayStation 5 is underperforming what they sold us it would do.
Because
right?
it was supposed to be
it's supposed to
super
be
fast.
on paper. It's twice as fast, right? And we looked it up and we looked all through those specs and we talked about that. And our mouth was dropped when we did that, spec comparison months ago about how much faster on paper that Sony's solid state drive was supposed to be, and it doesn't seem to be performing at that much it's faster, but it's not performing that much faster than what we were expecting it to perform at. And then on top of that, it's producing frame rates at the same rate that the Xbox seems to be producing frame rates and resolutions to be about the same. And the Xbox on paper is supposed to be near 20% stronger than the PlayStation. What is going on here? What do you think, Mark?
So for me, I think we have to look like in the context of, this is not a perfect comparison, but let's compare cars, right? If you can do like your 0 to 60 or a quarter mile, a 1 second difference is actually huge. So when you get to these,
when you're getting down to that,
when you're getting
times, right?
such to these low times, and that's where we are. So in this article that you sent us, they said that the PlayStation was loading 17% faster, which equated to 1 second in real world time. Now to us, 1 second is
that's whatever, right?
Nothing. Yeah. But when times are this low, 1 second,
it's crazy. Okay, I see.
That's a boost. Okay. When we're getting to those quick times.
I see.
You know what I mean? So we went from minutes to seconds.
So it takes like twice the power to get 1 more second when you're that low, in a sense. Okay.
Yeah. So we are seeing 1 second when it's just a couple seconds is a lot.
Right.
So that's the realm of improvement. So it's not. As far as the processor, I think over time, when games are optimized and designed better for the console, we'll be able to see those 20% gains.
Yeah.
But out of the gates, the games are optimized perfect. So I would say right now, the PlayStation, you get 1 second quicker load times. So that might be noticeable. But to me right now, they're the same.
Yeah.
They're the same. A couple years from now, we'll be able to take advantage of both hardwares. But for right now, I wouldn't get in the weeds of, this one's better, that one's better. Get what you want. Yeah. And then over time, they'll shine to see, which is the truly better console.
So I know in that link that you had sent us with that video on YouTube, I think it was what was it? Digital Foundry?
Yeah, Digital Foundry.
They were comparing the Devil May Cry 5 or whatever. And I think that's basically an issue with the game developers, right? If they have the game and they've only made it at like a certain frames per second that it should show, then if it does anything extra, then that's gonna be all on the console and however it's doing it. So I think at a certain point, these games would be bottlenecking the performance of the consoles, and
it was interesting. That video was really interesting to me. Well, for one, Digital Foundry, they're very big on getting into the details. They're very techie people,
right?
And they didn't really have an explanation for why the Xbox wasn't outperforming the PS5. They were expecting that because they saw all the specs, they saw everything.
Yeah, on paper. It's
and even on the frame rate mode, the PlayStation actually was outperforming the Xbox by a lot. It was like 20 frames. Like, it was crazy at times, like a huge dip.
Really?
Yeah,
and they were really
and stuff like that.
And they were really befuddled as to why that was occurring, and they were wondering if there was something inside the Xbox architecture that they could just things they were trying to throw out because they didn't know. And so it was interesting that they were really shocked, and they were. For tech guys, they were shocked, right? These are tech nerds, but they're like, yeah, we have some really interesting finds, and this is interesting, but we have even more later on in this video that's going to be interesting. And it was really just fascinating the whole entire time, what they were discovering with these two systems. And we were sold like a bill of goods, right? Like, I remember Ryan McCaffrey, he reviewed the Xbox because he's an Xbox guy there.
Yeah.
And he annoys me sometimes because sometimes he gets a little fanboy in his reviews, I think, but he keeps it like sounding like a legitimate opinion. But when you hear what he says, that's not necessarily, true. Like, he would say, yeah, and for 20% more power at the same price as the competitor, right? Like he's trying to make it seem like you're getting this better deal because look it's the same exact price as the competitor and you're getting 20% more. But that's not entirely true, right? You have to compare the solid state drives are different.
You have to take everything as a
yeah,
whole.
some are better. Some things are better on the X and some things are better on the PS5. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
So you can't just say it's a flat 20% better system. It's not, And so for me, but when you hear those things, like he's feeding that to his viewers, right? He's feeding that bill of goods, that lie, to his viewers. And so when you're like, okay, if that matters to you, I'm going to go buy the X then, right? Because I'm getting 20% more power for the same exact price. I'm going to go get that. And then when you really get down to the nuts and bolts and you see, hey, it's not just the horsepower, it's how it was put together. It's how it was, the architecture behind how it was built, how it all flows together. And Sony always seems to do a really good job on making their system very cohesive, kind of like Apple, right? Like on paper, Apple's always less specs.
Yeah.
Always has
but the
fewer
way
specs.
everything runs
right,
as a
but
whole,
everything
is
runs
just
as a
really
cohesive ecosystem seems to run better. Like honestly, like the Mac just seems to run better sometimes than a PC of the same specs.
Yeah, the phones.
Right? You
seem
can
to
get a
run
better PC that runs better than a Mac, but I'm saying like usually like for the same thing, it's punching above its weight. And I think like the Sony's PS5 right now is like punching above its weight. And it's an interesting, dichotomy of we don't know what's going on, but I think it's good. It's good for the consumer. Like what Mark said, that means just buy what you want now. You don't have to be concerned about specs.
Yeah.
Buy what you want.
Yeah.
That's definitely what I was gonna say, because it's
Yeah.
almost like if you can't see a visible, like obvious difference between the consoles, you don't even need to worry about it.
Right.
Right.
It's not even an issue, right? It's not
just
really an issue now.
Buy what you like, or buy what you can get a hold of at this point, right? Like, can you get an Xbox, or can you get a PlayStation? You know what I mean? Digital or a freaking disc. You know what I mean? Just get one if you want to play the next gen.
But the S though, it was talking about the S on that at the end of the article.
Oh yeah.
And the S, no good. It was playing
Really?
games at 1400p at like 30 FPS.
Yes, I
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
that.
They were
So-
limited to 30 instead of the 60.
Yeah,
That
so
the
30
But they couldn't even get to
No.
60 at 1440p, which is crazy.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like to me, frames is more important than res.
Yeah.
To me personally,
I
because
agree.
that's what you're feeling. So 30, dude, that's Stone Age. That's old gen. So to me, games target 60.
Needs
So
to be
I'm not saying
60.
the S is bad.
Right, right.
For $299, minus a controller,
Right, it's
240
killer.
box.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It'll
Right,
play old games,
right.
indies,
60 and 60.
It'll play
yeah.
those good. I think it plays Ori like at 120.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's an old game.
Right.
It plays on the Switch. But yeah, so
Plus, it's a little less demanding.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he means.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it
It's an old game, less demanding.
old game.
Yeah.
So I would say there's a purpose for that, but it's not like we're comparing the S to the PS5 here.
Right.
Right.
They're so close. 1 second on the SSD, so you can't really go wrong getting an Xbox Series X or a PS5 right now. You can't go wrong either way. You're getting some great hardware. The SSDs, finally they're in the current era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're gonna make a good choice either way.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys though before we finish and everything. So I don't have I just got an Xbox One, right? And that's all I've been playing recently. You know what I mean? But with these games that are getting re-optimized and everything like that for the Series X, S, for the PS5, and maybe you can attest to this because did you play Destiny 2 on the Xbox?
On my Xbox One.
Okay.
One X.
So, did you happen to notice if the load times were any faster?
It was faster.
It was faster, right?
Really?
I found
Noticeably
myself
faster.
I found myself on the Xbox One
Yep.
that I have, like the original joint. My times were loading a bit
It was
quicker
faster for me.
getting in to play, for to logging in and connecting, to doing all that, almost as if all they needed to do was just optimize the damn game in the first place, and we wouldn't have all
They're
these
forced to
freaking
now.
load times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's almost like, even if you didn't get a chance to upgrade your console, you're still seeing a bit of a benefit from some of these games that are just getting optimized for the newer systems. You know what I mean? So I'm ready to test this on possibly I
test it
want
on
somebody
Ori.
to see on Ori,
Will the
but
Wisp.
I haven't played it, so I don't know what the load
Right,
times
that's
are
true.
on it
Nothing compared to,
before.
yeah.
But I would love to see a test of just Assassin's Creed Valhalla
On
on a
X
like
or
a
whatever
one or something
versus
like that versus like
an S or an
an
X.
X.
Yeah.
You know, just to see like the load times if they're like atrocious or whatnot, or maybe what they would have been before. Maybe get like another
it was
game
optimized.
like The Witcher 3 or something like that, you know, and
Yeah.
see what load times were looking like, you know, before on the one, and then what it's looking like now on the one, you know, with the update whenever that happens or whatever, and then, you know, seeing what it is.
Or maybe finding an
compared to
old
the other one.
video that
Yeah.
did that test sometime in the past. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because I have a feeling that just because of the optimizing that they did for the newer consoles, that they were able to actually get the other stuff, you know, done. So
Yeah. I know they did delete like a lot of the game too for Destiny 2. So I don't know if that has to play.
Right.
Because they did remove a ton of assets. So I don't know.
the extra stuff. Yeah.
All the
Maybe.
old content.
No, it was like like almost comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was loading, but it felt like
It
a
wasn't
comfortable
bad.
time.
It
It
wasn't-
was uncomfortably long in the past.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah,
It was
like-
long, dude. It was
Yes.
minutes.
I felt like I could like go on my phone and like search for stuff. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? While I
Yeah.
was waiting for things
Yeah.
to load, but I found myself like picking up my phone, looking really quick, and then it being up
That's-
again
that's
for
good.
me to
That's
start
good to hear.
playing, and I put my
I
phone
noticed
down.
it. Yep.
You know what I mean? So I thought that was pretty interesting.
That
That
is
that
interesting.
just like
It's
just
a
with Destiny
consolation.
2,
It's
I
like a
noticed it.
consolation prize, you know, for
Yeah.
not being able to win one on the day, you know.
It's like
Okay,
you
well, this is
know
okay.
we're nowhere in the we're in the general
Yeah.
area of next gen. You know?
Right.
You just aren't able to experience it fully,
Right.
but you're able to get some of the benefits, the residuals sprinkling down
Mhm.
on you a little bit. But yeah, but if you guys don't have anything else to add, that's it for this week's
Wild
podcast.
week, man.
Yeah, so we want to thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have anything to add, I mean, let's all be in our feelings. You know what I mean? Down in the comments, you know, you tell us your woes about the launch day for the Xbox Series X and the 5, or you know, either or whatever, and then let us know if you guys had any struggles, if you guys had some dubs. You know what I mean? We'll congratulate
Yep.
you down there.
Yep.
Hopefully eventually we will get these consoles before the end of the year, I'm hoping. But I guess it is what it is at this point. I might just be buying shit, you know, just because if something else comes on my plate, just so that I could get something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, once again, you know, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
See you.
Peace.
I love you, me.